Alright, so we have this shower upstairs. This was all newly installed, and I mean, this was having an issue before. Whenever the shower was being used, it would drip downstairs. So here you can see this is the shower pan. Okay, let me show you where it was leaking. So right beneath this. Alright, so here is where it connects underneath the shower pan, the floor pan, whatever. This is the drain where it connects. Basically, this piece, it has a rubber gasket on the inside and the outside. And then this piece, it screws on to the shower pan. And then on the inside of the shower, I'll show you in a bit, but on the inside of the metal grate, there's a thing that you have to tighten in there. But basically, water was leaking through. It was dripping down the pipe, and then it was collecting at the bottom of this P-trap, and it was just dripping here. I put this tray here to catch all the water. I had a few plumbers come. You can see in the time we were testing about how much water, hopefully you can see how much water's in there. But yeah, so that was collecting the drips while the plumbers were here checking it. And let me show you how I stopped the leaking. One of the plumbers, he brought one of the more expensive brass versions of the drain, and he was showing me and he said, oh, you might need to tighten this, but also this pipe, you can see it's crooked. So that's what part of what made it to where it needs to be tightened extra tight. I was worried that water was also coming from this joint here, but let me show you now. Alright, so it's a good thing. I like to be involved in all these like repair stuff. You know, I do computer repairs and stuff for a living. But anyways, when he bought this, I saw that it came with this piece. And when the plumber came, he was showing me the other one, and he said, you probably need to tighten it. And I was like, oh, I have that piece. But when this was installed, when they used it, they got all this like cement stuff on it. I had to scrape that all off to be able to use the tool again. Anyways, we're gonna pry this up. I mean, it does have pry points here, but I'm worried it'll damage the shower pan. So what I do is I get the screwdriver under here, and I don't pry it. What I do is I hold it here and I pull up. So basically I'm not prying, I'm just pulling up like this, okay? Here you can see underneath how it attaches. There's 4 of these little dimples that stick out. And basically in here, you can see where this piece will sit in here. Okay, it doesn't matter if you have this right side up or upside down, because the extended feet basically don't cause it to raise this any higher or not. So whatever feels more secure, whichever direction, you can put it in that way. Technically, putting it this way should keep it so that these hit the edge here a little bit and kind of help, although it doesn't really even touch it. But here you can see the pipe. So that black thing in the middle is the actual pipe, and around it you can actually see the rubber gasket. I know it's hard to see because the thing's trying to correct for the brightness. You can see the gasket there, the rubber on the outer edge touching the white piece. That's what helps it. They should make a full cross version of this, because as you can see, when I was tightening it really hard, it was eating the plastic. So if you break that, I don't even know how you would, I guess you'll only break this side, so you can still take it out, but you won't be able to tighten it anymore. Basically what I had to do was get the screwdriver, flathead screwdriver in there, push down as hard as you can, and then twist clockwise. Okay, you want to twist clockwise. I can't twist it anymore because I twisted it as much as I could, and now the leaking stopped. I don't know if I still have a video of the leak. If I do, I'll add that as well so you can see. But I'll turn on the water and show you it doesn't leak anymore. Alright, anyways, once you tighten that as much as you can, you basically just take this metal thing. I'm kind of OCD about stuff, and I like to have things lined up a certain way. You see this little shield. I'm going to line that up so that's straight. Actually, there's too much stuff to line up. So this is the brand, I guess. I'll line up the brand, and then this will be like diamond crookedish. Alright, anyways, just do that and then push it down hard, and there we go. We'll turn on the water. Okay, and then we'll go downstairs and check on it. Alright, so here you can see the pipe. You can hear the water going down the drain, and there's no leak at all. Before, the water would come down, go here, and it would drip, 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 drip but now nothing at all. It just needed to be a lot more tight. I guess technically if you use the brass one, you can tighten it down a lot more, because this one you saw the plastic got eaten up. The brass one, it would hold up better, so you can actually crank it down much harder. But yeah, ended up being easy fix. Luckily I saved the tools and stuff from when he remodeled the bathroom and everything, the room. I usually like to keep all that junk. I'm a pack rat, I leave all my junk everywhere. I know people hate that, they like nice, neat, everything thrown away, but I mean, I could somewhat organize it, but I don't know, I just leave everything. But being a pack rat makes it so you have these random tools lying around, so you can do these random jobs, random repairs, and then the downside is you have to live with all that junk everywhere in your house. The other option is you throw it all away, and then you find out there's a problem, you have to go buy all these things to test it. But yeah, there you go. No dripping, no dripping. There's the water. Alright, before this tray would be like dripping every few seconds at the minimum. Now, nothing at all. Alright, problem solved. Hopefully this video helped you guys with yours. I don't know how many people will have this issue. As you can see, we did have to cut out the drywall. This drywall has been cut out and left that way for a long time because before, with our old shower pan, before we replaced it, it was also having this leaking issue. And I don't think we had the tool to tighten the drain either. What we ended up doing is we put some like silicone caulking around it, and then it stopped the dripping for a while, and then it started dripping again. So definitely it was the upper portion, but I thought also somehow where it connected there was also having problems, but it looks like we're good. The other side of the bathroom, so this side was also leaking really bad. You can see how the wood right there got all wet, which I don't know, but somehow when I sealed off that shower drain, it seems like the leaking stopped. I'll have to monitor this. Oh no, it's still dripping. What they found was behind the valves, behind the handle to turn on and off the shower, the cold water pipe was leaking, which is really weird because usually the pipes are always pressurized, right? So when you turn off the valve, it's basically should always be able to, like, the water pressure is always there, so it's always pushing on it. So the weird thing is, my theory behind it is the new pipes, they no longer, or they aren't using this like copper stuff. They're using like a plastic, like a red and blue tubing. And my theory is where it couples, when it pressurizes, like it's holding, when it pressurizes, I think the plastic kind of expands a little bit because the water pressure is pushing on it. And then that alone is somehow creating a seal. And then I think what happens is when we open the valve, basically when we open the valve, it releases the pressure, right? Because it lets the water flow through instead. And because of that, I think the tube shrinks a tiny bit, so it loses that seal. That's my theory. So pretty much the wall is going to have to be torn out of the new shower, and then they're going to have to get access to the valve. I'm not sure how they're going to seal that up so it doesn't keep having the issue. But they did get like an endoscope, one of those little cameras that with a long bendy wire, and they checked and some water was on those blue tubes. So you can see now that the shower's on, this is leaking. I'm going to leave that shower off for a while, see if the leaking stops, and then if it does, I'll have to call the plumber out to replace that valve, or however they can fix it. I don't know. Alright, that's it. Hopefully this helped you guys. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.